Welcome to an interview with fellow PGA member John Dixon, the winner of the PGA of South Africa's National Game Development Award for 2024. The awards process from nomination by your peers to the provision of your motivation to the voting by the membership and the awards panel has concluded with your fellow members and the panel identifying you, John Dixon, as the worthy award winner for 2024. The PGA membership acknowledged 4 PGA members in the categories of management, club professional, high performance coach, and game development coach, with one of the 4 to be announced as the PGA Professional of the Year for 2024 at the annual awards and graduation ceremony that will take place on the 16th of September at Serengeti Golf and Wildlife Estate. John, thanks for making time available in your busy schedule for this interview, and congratulations on your award as game development coach.
I'm so excited about it. It's like, I've won this a couple of times or a few times, but it always amazes me. I'm like always pinch myself, and I said to my wife, I said, yes, it's like a dream. You work hard, and I love the game. I love golf. I love my job. I think one of the problems with my job is I work too much because I love it so much. But yeah, it's always like an honor to be like put forward to these things and to win them. It's just like it never gets old. It's very special. So very happy.
It's well deserved, I can tell you that. So yeah, keep doing what you're doing. Let's jump into some questions here. So you currently coach out of your home base, which is Country Club Johannesburg. And can you maybe just give us an idea what is your current position there and how your sort of key roles and responsibilities in the areas that you look after, how does that align with the Game Development Coach Award?
Yeah, well, I'm like as you stated, I'm the head teaching professional at Country Club Johannesburg. I've been here for just short of 6 years, and we've got a wonderful team here. And I think the really great thing here at Country Club is that we really are a team. And there's 4 of us here. It's Byron Nell, Tandy McCullum, and Tyron van Leersout. And we just really feed off each other and work fantastically together. There's no real, I don't want to say hierarchy, but like I'm head of putting it all together. But we serve different roles. Like Byron really focuses on the junior development and does his Op 36 and does individual lessons. Tandy fills in the gaps where she's giving individual lessons and then also helping with clinics, junior clinics. We do ladies clinics. We do a whole lot of stuff together. We do corporate stuff together. And the great thing is there's a great synergy between all of us. I think my role is really to be very fixed in giving individual lessons because I think that's my strength. And I'm not the best group person in the world, but and I think like we do groups, but I like them small. Like I prefer like a little bit more of an intimate situation where my focus isn't like taken to the side. And again, we've all got our strengths. Like Byron's fantastic at putting a group of kids on a holiday clinic together, and he's got a great skill to do that. And I do have the skill to do it, but I think again, we've learned to kind of focus on what our strengths are. And so our team is like blended out into all of us working together, but really having our strengths. And my strength is definitely the one-on-one. And then also, doing clinics and stuff like that as well. So we do a lot of clinics and we do clinics for the members every month. And but my focus is one-on-one. And I'd say my role is really doing individual lessons, which I do a lot of, and we do such a huge variety from a development point of view. Is like we teach pure beginners who've never played up to pros, but there's this lovely diversity where, like I said, I never get bored. I have such an interesting day. You can have a 10-year-old, and then I had a lady come that had never even seen a golf course before, and it's like a wonderful day for me. So that's why my day is never tiring or boring, because I am just meeting so many diverse people, which makes it so interesting.
Yeah, I think, and that's the great thing about the game. It is so diverse, isn't it? So
yeah.
if we look into the future, let's say 2 to 5 years from now,
Hmm.
what do you see the growth of the game of golf within that period? What do you see is happening going forward?
I think, well, just kind of going back a little bit in time, I think we've seen a huge growth in more ladies playing golf. So we've done a lot of corporates where we've had corporates coming and saying, okay, we want to get a whole lot of ladies from the office who've never played golf, and there'll be a golf day. And then they send 10 or 12, normally ladies coming to learn golf, or at least getting exposed to golf. And I think just even from the role of being a development coach, like that's a huge thing for us. And we normally run a great clinic doing it. We have 3 stations at the course, and we'll have a pro on the putting green, a pro on the chipping green, and then we do a basic clinic, and we go through the fundamentals of golf, and we try to make it as simple as possible. So you're trying to get people in. So I think definitely the growth will be more ladies playing golf. I think in the old days it was always ladies would get married, have kids, and then start playing golf when they're like 45.
Yeah.
I think the dynamic of that's changed a lot, and I think I definitely see a growth in girls playing golf, meaning girls who are at school. I think we've seen quite a lot in the holidays, and especially the holiday clinics that we give here. There's more and more girls starting to join instead of having, say 10 kids come for a clinic and there's nine boys and a guy. Now suddenly there's 4 girls and 6 boys, and I think
Okay.
that's the growth that needs to happen. And I think I was joking with someone, but I wasn't really joking. I said I think golf should be a compulsory sport at school from 10 to 12, where it's part of the curriculum, because so many people after they've left school and they've finished playing rugby or hockey or any of those kind of sports, a lot of them will gravitate to golf, and then they always wish that they'd started earlier. So I
Yeah.
said,
Great.
I wish there was like almost like a push to be able to do that, at least push that at some of the schools. And the 10, 11, 12-year-olds are so pliable from a learning point of view. I had a dad come the other day with his 2 kids, and they were, I think, 7 and 9, and they just learn so quickly,
Yeah,
and
it's
they
great,
pick up
isn't it?
things. So I think, yeah, I'd say I see the growth more being uh, more girls, more kids,
Mhm.
but more girls playing golf, and definitely more ladies from the workplace wanting to have that part of their, what they do. So I
Hmm.
can definitely see those 2 growth areas.
Okay, perfect, man. Um, so you alluded to earlier on about a team and you work with your team, but I think
Yeah.
there's also when you have these facilities, there's a team behind the scenes from a club perspective as well that you work with. So as a PGA coach, it's kind of a two-pronged question. So how do you collaborate successfully together as a PGA coach with a club? And then the second part of that question is what can other PGA members learn from your experience working with the Country Club Joburg and to promote your services within that community?
Yeah, it's a really good question because, and just to give you a little bit of background, like I've gone through uh, 4 major stages in my life as far as being in this situation. And the first time I started teaching was at a driving range, so there was no club. When I did go to a club, when I went to Durban Country Club, um, I was quite separate from the club. Did my
Mhm.
job, loved my job, did everything right, but there wasn't much collaboration. And then when I moved to Copperleaf, my dear friend Dave Usendorf, who got me to work at Copperleaf, I think changed my whole perception. And again, later we will chat about mentors. And I think mentors are absolutely crucial in our lives because we got to learn from other people. We can't be insular.
Yeah.
And I think Dave really changed my perspective of how to work with a club. And I think my 4.5 years with him, it was so nice to liaise with the club and find out what the club wants and interact. And then you benefit from a work perspective anyway. And then coming to Country Club, I think was a huge step because I think Country Club, I'm independent from the club, but I work very closely with the club. And I must say they've helped facilitate that where, and I think the thing is for a head pro to get involved with the club, like, we go to committee meetings. We have HOD meetings every week. And what's quite nice is our whole team. One of us will do a HOD meeting every Wednesday. So one person from the team. So we're always involved.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like working with the club is paramount, because you get a feel of what's going on. So like we do a free ladies clinic twice a month, and it's quite amazing. It's fully booked every single, like a week before it happens, it's fully booked. And not the fact that it's free, it's just us giving back to the club. So I think one of the big things to learn is that don't be scared as a PGA pro at a club to give to the club, because they're going to give back to you tenfold. I know for me, just an example, the CEO here, Steve, sometimes he'll call me and say, hey, John, I've got a member who he's not coming to the club a lot, and he's a really nice guy. Come, let's give him a free lesson. So we give him a free lesson, and it sparks like a communication thing and suddenly the guy's now inspired to play golf, and then he comes to the club more. And I think that's where I think pros mustn't be scared to give, because I think sometimes we become like, oh, that's our time, and we're selling our time and stuff. But it's quite amazing how if you just give a lot, and especially in a club situation, it's amazing what happens. Like I know the first couple of years I was here before COVID, I gave a talk to the club on the myths of golf. And, we had a great evening. It was like 80 people there, and I gave a talk, and it was just the feedback was great. And I think when the club sees that you are invested in the club and not just in yourself, then it just becomes a two-way thing. And I'll use quite a good examples, like we have Ladies Charity Day coming up soon, and all of us are going to do something for the Ladies Charity Day. So we're giving up a whole morning where we're going to, beat the pro in one hole. We give vouchers for the golf day, and it's like weird because you think, oh, okay, I'm giving up a whole morning of lessons, but it's amazing what it does. And it's just, I think you want people to be happy, and if they're happy, you're happy, and it works both ways. So I think
100%.
My key would be from working with the club is just being involved. I'll give you one more example. It's like often I'll use my lunch break just to, you go up to the top, or even, I'll go up to the halfway house, and you're just chatting to four balls that are coming through. So, and they love it. They just want to communicate with you. And I think if they see that you're interested in them, then it always just comes back the other way. You get lessons from it without even trying. So I don't really advertise to get lessons, and they just seem to come and I think it's from that empathy point of view. You have empathy for other people. Listen to their woes on the golf course. Guy comes off the golf course. How do you play? Oh, I play terrible. And hey, tell me around for 5 minutes. What do you do? And then if you're interested, it's amazing how it just flows. So my key thing, I think, with being at a club is work with the club as much as you can, and then it just everything will work.
Yeah, I think those are so crucial to understand that you've also got to grow the confidence within the club manager to let them understand what you do grows their business as much as it grows your business. So I think that's key. Oh, great. So if we move on to the next point here is how would you use being the recipient of this award to influence others and to impact your future goals and ambitions, and how will that impact your future goals and ambitions?
I think, what's cool with winning an award like this is that I think it opens doors for doing things. Example, like I love being part of the PGA and doing the assessors course. I've done the assessors course, and I never dreamt in my life I'd be lecturing to people. I mean, if you asked me 20 years ago I'd be lecturing, I'd be saying like where and what. But I must say, I think it's put me in a situation where I think these awards help validate what you do, and then opens doors for you to like help other people. And I must say the feedback for the last few, when I've lectured at the apprentice, when you guys do that in May, I think it's been very rewarding. And you put quite a lot of prep into it, and that also helps you like focus and stuff. And then also just like another example, Michael Bolson opened the door for me to go to Egypt last year, and then we helped at a camp there, and then we helped some of the teachers there. So I was like kind of inputting into teachers there, and that was super rewarding. And I think those things have become very enjoyable, especially now. You know, I've got quite a lot of experience now, and you're just trying to pass on that experience, like David did to me when I went to Copleaf. And if you can just give little pearls of wisdom that you've learned from and experiences to other pros, I know the other thing that's happened to me quite a few times, and Michael Balderstone has done this a few times, and I've had a couple of other guys do it, is I've had guys come to shadow me. And it's funny how it's a really enjoyable experience, because a guy will come and shadow me for a whole morning, and I say, look, just come listen to how I do it. I'm just going to give you my opinion. And then I'll normally take a guy for lunch, or we chat afterwards and say, hey, now what did you learn? What do you think? What had you done in that situation? So I think it's being very encouraging, and I think, you know, winning these awards has maybe opened the doors for me, putting myself into those situations where I can actually input into other people's lives.
Yeah,
100%.
I
enjoy that.
Yeah, and I know every year being at those residentials, your lectures are consistently one of the more engaged lectures with those new up and coming PGA members. So kind of leads us into the next question, which is the mentoring part, which you kind of mentioned earlier on. It's obviously a key part of what the PGA members need to do with up and coming PGA members. What is your sort of mentoring style when you do mentoring for a PGA associate?
I think it's quite weird, because, you know, mentoring styles they're so varied. There's so many different ones. And I think I'd say the biggest thing I learned from my teacher is said, adapt to the person you're going to teach. You know, don't get them to adapt to you. So I'd say I've got quite an empathetic style of mentoring, where I don't want to dictate to anybody. I just want people to experience, like, maybe see how I do something, and then I can encourage people, just because there's not one way to do it. I think especially from a teaching perspective, there's not one method or anything. So I think often we get very method based. I think a lot of people go on YouTube and they become method based, and I think golf's become quite technical, and I think people have forgotten the basics. And again, I mean, even talking to you about, you know, my teaching style, it's incredibly simple.
Yeah.
And there's an art to doing it. I would say that from a mentoring point of view, I'd like to see, if I'm mentoring guys who are wanting to teach, I'd like to say that there's an art to teaching. There's a science to teaching, which we all know, but I think the art of teaching is actually dealing with the people that you're dealing with and adapting to them. So I have to adapt to my students. So I'd say from a mentoring point of view, like, I'm very open to just giving suggestions, helping, encouraging, and being empathetic to where people are. So, you know, if someone's in a situation where, geez, I'm battling to get lessons, I don't know how do you get so many lessons? I'm like, well, like, I empathize with that, because I remember starting out, it was not easy, and you're building a brand. So I think it's just giving people advice and information to help them build their brand.
No, awesome. I mean, what you do is an art, and keep painting those pictures as you do. So it's been a pleasure interviewing you and providing some insight into how you live and how you live the purpose of touching lives through the game of golf. And we look forward to the annual award ceremony on the 16th of September, and the announcement of the PGA Professional of the Year for 2024. So we'll see you at Serengeti.
Thanks. So just quickly to end off with is, like, I think, you know, the slogan, touching lives through the game of golf, it's like our lives get touched through the game of golf. I said, you know, my day, like, it's two-way. Going back to the dealing with the club, it's two-way. And I think maybe my message to any of the pros, aspiring pros, and that is, it's a two-way thing. And it has to be. It can't be one way. And I think often we get stuck in that mode in everything we do. So it's two-way. And like I said, my life's touched by all the mentors that I've been involved with. And I think it's really important to surround ourselves with good mentors, learn, get better, be accountable, and then we on the right track.
That's it. Learn from each other, eh?
Yeah.
Perfect. Thanks, John.
Thanks,
Appreciate your
Dietrich.
time, and yeah, good luck.
Have a good week.
Cheers. Bye.